The prom theme is the 80s!
Prom Pact does a really good job of marrying a very fresh take on love with the very classic feel of the 80s movies.
Eyes on the basket.
It's kind of a mix between the old and new.
We're portraying these very modern high school kids having a very modern high school experience, but then having these little odes to classic 80s rom-coms.
The 80s rom-coms and John Hughes movies in specific, we all have such a nostalgia for them. I know I do.
We literally have shout-outs to all these old 80s movies.
Ghostbusters kicks it off. There's a Robert Palmer promposal.
The Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink.
Max Headroom.
Back to the Future.
Great Scott! Will you go to prom with me?
The Say Anything film, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Movies that people who grew up in the 80s were absolutely obsessed with.
And the music.
I love 80s music, so we really tried to pick strong musical references from the 80s. We wanted the youth watching the show to learn about some new artists. We use songs like Let's Dance by David Bowie.
I think that's gonna bring back a lot of happy memories for people.
It just makes you think back to the past and reminisce on moments that you may have had.
Prom in the 80s, everything was over the top. It was like way more ruffles. It was all about the hair.
And I went to the prom in the 80s, and it wasn't like an 80s nostalgia. It was actually the 80s.
I still have never been to a prom, so I got to make my own, and it was great.
We're going to prom.